What is going on, guys? It is Benny, and I'm going to be pushing top ladder here. Let's go for the little prince right here in the back. Let's going to try to kind of push heavy here this last few couple days for the season. You know, because of the holidays, I wasn't pushing super hard, but we're gonna make it up super high, probably top 2K this season. So, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. We're up against Graveyard by the looks of it. Now, the first tip I'm gonna give you guys when you're playing against Graveyard and you're using Mortar bait is you kind of have to find your rhythm. Okay. So you'll find that when you're playing against Graveyard, they have a bit of trouble defending once you kind of find your rhythm for bridge spamming. But until then, they kind of clap you a little bit, or not clap, but they can defend really well. But once you find your rhythm, it's really hard for them to defend because your pushes become a little bit more complicated, and that's the biggest tip. So he's going to play the knight here. I'm going to play my knight and keep my mortar alive because I don't think he has a ton of elixir. Let's go maybe for the skeleton barrel to back this up. Because he played the Infernal Dragon, I'm just going to play my Spirit Goblins here and kind of let that mortar go. He goes for the Goblin, or the Barbarian Burial, sorry. So I'm just going to keep my mortar alive, and then I'm going to leave it here. Now, honestly, like, keeping your mortar alive, it's super important, but don't overcommit to keeping your mortar alive because, you know, when you're up against Graveyard, having an elixir disadvantage is a very, very bad thing. I think he's still down on elixir because he had to play that tombstone like that, so I'm going to go for my EvoMortar. He has to play the Ice Wizard. That's going to get absolutely shredded by my EvoMortar, but he does have the Evo Knight in time, so I'm just going to have to defend and play my Knight here. He's probably going to play an Infernal Dragon. I don't think I'm going to be able to, yeah. Oh, okay, we catch it in time. That's awesome. Okay, so this guy is now in trouble. We have our Goblin Gang ready in case he bar barrels. Oh my goodness, I can't believe why would the Inferno Dragon just do that? That's so messed up. Okay, well, we get some really good damage out of this. Let's just play the Goblin Gang in case he has freeze or something. Let's go for the Skeleton Barrel again. And you guys are going to kind of see here, like, I think I found my rhythm. I'm doing pretty good here. So, you know, like, this guy's always playing catch up, and so this is awesome that we're getting an example of finding your rhythm in the matchups. Okay, so you know, this guy's kind of stuck playing defense, which is really nice. Let's play our Spirit Goblins here to defend this knight. Our little prince will do some damage. I'm gonna cycle my Goblin Gang in the back because I know he has his Barbarian Barrel ready. Let's go for the Mortar. His Barbarian Barrel is probably gonna come out here soon. Yeah, there it is. Let's back this up with my little prince. I'm gonna try to spread it all out just because he has the poison. Okay, let's just wait. Let's log for some chip damage and then play the Spirit Goblins just to distract the Infernal Dragon. Ice Wizard, oh my goodness, okay, I messed up that play. Ice Wizard is on my Skeleton Barrel. That's okay. EvoMortar is now firing. We'll take out that Ice Wizard. He goes for the Barb Barrel. See, big mistake by this guy. And now everything's stacking up, and this is the thing with Graveyard. Your Fireball can do so much damage. It's honestly so nice. You can really punish people using your Fireball. We'll log that Tombstone just to kind of get it down quicker. Our little prince is now at the bridge spamming, which is amazing, and this is another example of finding your rhythm, okay? Because the little prince is just standing at the bridge, getting so much value, and that's the power of Mortar bait. I don't know why that tornado didn't just distract my little prince. We're going to be on the tower, though. We're going to get some really good damage, and that's a lock on tower. That should be game. I don't think he's going to be able to take us out in time, I don't think. We'll get one shot. Hopefully we get another one. Skeleton Barrel did connect with the tower. If we can get one more shot, then we'll be sitting pretty nice. Now, I'm not going to Fireball cycle this guy, I don't think, because Graveyard is so good at punishing you if you overcommit to anything. So I'm just going to log and do that to start cycling. There's no point in Fireball cycling, because especially if they have freeze or something, you can get absolutely just destroyed. So I'll just go for a Mortar again. I do feel like we're playing this perfectly, though. I feel like this is a perfect example of how to beat Graveyard. We'll go for the Skeleton Barrel. If we get some death damage, then we'll Fireball. That should be game, I think. Hopefully we get something. Maybe the Mortar will give us something. But we got our EvoMortar, so we can do that. I'm just going to log again. And I think that should be enough damage. He's going to go for the Graveyard, but I think our our Fireball, sorry, will be able to take that out. Yeah, he's not getting anything. Good game. Alright guys, what's going on? I'm going to be showing you guys a replay here. It's a replay against Royal Giant. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't recording when I did this, which makes me absolutely depressed, but this is like a hard counter to my deck, the Mortar bait deck, because he has Monk, so I figured I should show you guys this replay. So, I don't know he has Royal Giant yet, but as soon as I see the Hunter, I'm like, okay, this guy's got Royal Giant. So what's going through my head is, if I'm going to defend the Royal Giant, I need to have my Knight in front of my Little Prince, and my Little Prince is my main way to defend the Royal Giant. So I start my Little Prince in the back on the same side as his frickin' whatever that guy's name is. I don't know why I'm pulling a blank here on it. The hunter, he plays the monk, and now I'm sitting here and I'm like, that is so sad, okay? Because it actually sucks to go up against monk. It hard counters little prince, it hard counters mortar, it sucks, okay? So I'm gonna pull all of this to the side, and you know, I'm not going to worry too much about that phoenix egg because I know it's all going to get countered, and then I'm going to go for mortar. And so they have kind of two ways to counter mortar. One is to play their defensive cards, like you know, their hunter aggressively, or their other way is to play an aggressive Royal Giant. And so I know that he didn't have enough for a Royal Giant, so I'm going to defend my mortar, and that's kind of one of the things you want to do, is make sure you're counting elixir or just aware of it. You can see here he literally has no elixir and he just can't take my mortar out, but I'm not going to keep going aggressive, okay? Because like I know that he can punish me with one trade, that all he has to do is get one Royal Giant down, and it's going to be really hard for me to counter, especially if I don't have my little prince down ahead of time, because the Royal Giant is going to do damage quicker than my little prince starts shooting. So I'm going to split my goblin gang in the back in case he plays anything. He plays fisherman on that side, so I'm thinking, okay, he's going to commit to that side now because the fisherman's a pretty important part. I'm going to play my EvoMortar because I want him to play the Royal Giant, okay? I don't want him to build up a slow push, and I don't want to have to play my EvoMortar defensively. I want to play it offensively to bait out that Royal Giant and kind of mess with his flow a little bit. So now I have my little prince, that stuff gets melted down, and I have the damage lead, and that's really important because against Royal Giants, sometimes you just have to kind of wait the match out. Okay, so I'm going to take the fireball and get some good chip damage with the hunter, but like I was saying before, against Royal Giant, you honestly really have to sometimes just play the match out. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy. Like, I'm going aggressive with my mortar, but it's not like I'm trying to just like take that tower. I'm always ready to play defense. I don't need anything drastic. I have the damage lead. He's not going to make a comeback on this damage. My skeleton barrel gets some more damage, which is nice. So I'm going to play my little prince here to defend, and he goes for the Evo Giant opposite lane, and this is kind of shitty for me, excuse my language. So I played the defensive mortar, and I fireball as well, just because those goblins, I really don't want to deal with them, and I'm not going to spend too much more to defend the Royal Giant because he was already ahead of me on elixir, and I don't want to let him get like some crazy cycle on me. Okay, that's super important that you watch out for. You do not want to let somebody with Royal Giant start to be outcycling you, because you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, so I'm going to go for the EvoMortar here because, again, I want him to be playing his Royal Giant on the right side where my EvoMortar is, because he doesn't have any damage there. He's going to use the monk ability and send my freaking EvoMortar shot right back at me, which is so depressing. It's so annoying. And so we'll take all of this out using our skeleton barrel to kind of distract that stuff and get my little prince down. He goes for the Royal Giant again, but now it was kind of a bad play, so I'm just going to play my mortar up high, because then if we melt that Royal Giant, my mortar might get one shot on his tower. I'm just going to defend and log this so then he doesn't get any shots. And now he has the fisherman down on the other side. I'm not going to really worry too much about it. There's a minute 22 left, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm pretty confident I can play defense now if I'm constantly just cycling my little prince and making sure I have it down. So I'm gonna play. Okay, I guess ClashRoyale doesn't want me guys to show you guys the whole replay because it's glitched and it's not I can't watch the end of it, but I just wanted to show you guys I did win. It wasn't super crazy. I was just playing defense with the defensive mortar and my little prince, but just to show you guys, because I had to cut that clip short, I did win that. I'm not lying or anything. But anyways, we'll go into the next one. All right, guys, I have another replay for you guys that I'm gonna have to talk over live because, again, I wasn't recording for this one, but it was a great match, and I think it's a great one to show you guys. This is going to be Mortar Bait versus Lava Hound. Now, when you're playing against Lava Hound, honestly, it's a bit of a scuffed way to win. Like it won't ever feel like you're completely dominating the match because you kind of have to play a weird play style. But it does match up really well. So he plays the Lava Hound. Now, anytime they play Lava Hound, you just want to pressure opposite lane. That's the first thing you want to do. Draw out a counter. So that's why I go for the Knight and Skeleton Barrel opposite lane. Now, he has to play his Skeleton Dragons. I know he doesn't have a ton of elixir, so I'm just going to fireball those Skeleton Dragons because then he can't build up a push. Now I have my Spear Goblins melting this Lava Hound. He already used his Zap, so he can't do anything. He'll play the Miner, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Knight to kind of tank, okay? So when you're up against Lava Hound Miner, honestly, the Miner is the most dangerous part of that deck because you know, they're gonna be pretty sneaky with it. They're gonna get you down pretty easily. So, you know, I'm sitting here and he got some really good damage, but that's okay. So if they are using Inferno Dragon against you as well, one of the most important things you can do is use your Goblin Gang to play in front of your Mortar or your Skeleton Barrel or something to stop the Inferno Dragon from just melting your Mortar down. It's the easiest way for them to counter your Mortar. I don't know if you'll see it on this push, but you will see it at some point, I'm sure, where he plays the Inferno Dragon to take out my Mortar. He's going to play the Inferno Dragon behind the Lava Hound. I don't know why he's giving me all that damage, so I'm just going to fireball those Skeleton Dragons. He used his zap already, so now I'm just going to keep my little prince alive, okay? And by doing that, I'm just using my Spear Goblins to move the stuff around. He goes for the Miner. Again, I'm going to use my Knight to tank all of those Lava Pups and take down the Miner. And now I have the damage lead on the left side, or the right side, sorry. So I know that my EvoMortar can take him down, because honestly, they have so much trouble defending against an EvoMortar. So if you play your EvoMortar, and then again, you'll see here, I go for the Goblin Gang in front because I was expecting an Inferno Dragon. He didn't this time, but I can say with absolute confidence, 99.9% of the time, they're going to do that. So just be ready for that. Really take advantage of them when they play that Lava Hound and push aggressive. Now, he's going to have a Skeleton Dragon go in front of the Lava Hound, which is unfortunate for him. I'm going to play the Knight in front to keep the Spear Goblins alive, because I knew he had to zap, and now I'm just going to pull the Lava Hound using my Mortar. I play my Goblin Gang because he doesn't have zap anymore, and he goes for the double Lava Hound push, which is honestly kind of crazy. And so I'm just going to wait, and I have my Fireball for as soon as when that Lava Hound pops, and my main focus was the Inferno Dragon. Obviously, we missed some of the Lava Pups, but that's okay because my main focus was the Inferno Dragon. Now my little prince is just taking all of that out, and it's going to be a pretty easy win. So just remember, if you're up against Lava Hound, make sure you use your Knight to tank, really make use of your Fireball, and use that little prince along with your Spear Goblins. I don't know why that Fireball was so delayed. I don't know what that was. Good game though.